Welcome back to another of our RV Friday financial series here on Airstream in Life. The entire series will be linked above in a card, but we've talked about everything from how much it costs us to travel full-time in our Airstream for 7 months, the differences in spending between stationary Airstream living and full-time travel, and we just recently started talking about budgeting. We've talked about budgeting, camping fees, and diesel costs. Today we're going to talk about budgeting for groceries while traveling. And this may seem like it shouldn't be a big deal because groceries are groceries. And that's what we thought too. And so when we started our early retirement journey, which I'll make sure to link a card up above if you don't know our background, we started tracking all of our spending. And one of the areas we spent a lot of money on was food. I mean, we got to eat, but do we really need to spend that much on food? And so we spent a lot of time trying to get our spending on groceries down. And we succeeded at one point to get it down to $350 a month for the two of us to eat really good food for the entire month. Now, once we moved into the RV, that made it a little bit more difficult because we don't have as much space. Our fridge is smaller. We don't have a lot of space to store bulk foods, which is how you tend to keep your budget down. And so our spending went up to about $400 a month. And that was our grocery budget when we left on our travels. We could not keep a $400 a month grocery budget when we were traveling. It ended up being $500 a month, went up by $100. Why? When we are stationary in Tucson, even living in an RV, we can go and get some bulk foods. We know what grocery stores are near us, and we can shop sales if we want to. We can also go to certain grocery stores for some things and others for other things. It just is generally easier because you know where you are, you know your stores, you know what things cost, stuff like that. When you're out on the road, you're going to get groceries wherever you find groceries. So there have been times we've been boondocking and we have to drive over a half an hour to get to any grocery store, let alone a specific grocery store. And when you're out in beautiful country, like in the mountains, the grocery stores don't get produce and things quite as often as if you're in a city. And so you will see much higher prices on things like pineapples because they're not grown there. And it takes a lot more to get the item there than if you were in a city with much bigger trucking routes. So the cost of a lot of very everyday items for us, especially our produce and vegetables, went up. That's fine. We still want to eat healthy while on the road. And so it was just something we didn't quite anticipate, that we weren't going to be able to stick to even eating the same foods, the same kind of budget everywhere we traveled in the US. So something to keep in mind is, one, if you don't already track your spending on groceries, you really should start. We did a whole video about how tracking your spending is really critical in life in general, but it really helps when trying to budget for full-time RVing. And then once you know what you spend, kind of give yourself a little leeway in your budget. So if you spend $500, $600 a month for a family with 3 or 4 people, just know that you may want to add another 25% for budgeting once you hit the road, since you don't have as many options as what you do when you're stationary. Those are our tips for budgeting for groceries while traveling full-time in an RV. If you have a tip or trick, leave it in the comments below because I'm sure I would love to hear them and other people would love to hear them. And stay tuned for more budgeting videos. Next time we're talking health, which is kind of a big one for a lot of people. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.